Out of my
From
mouth.
the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now, live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Live at 4.
It's Friday!
And Susan is chiming in from Philadelphia, where she's visiting family. Danica Lewis is here.
I don't think she is.
No,
I think she's having a good time. Taking some time off.
We got a lot of show to get to today.
We certainly do.
Let's start. Here's what's making news on this Friday. The Wisconsin Supreme Court has upheld the so-called lame duck laws passed before Governor Evers and Attorney General Call took office. Rose Schmidt joins us with more on that.
Plus, an interim superintendent has been announced for the Madison Metropolitan School District. We will introduce you to her, or maybe for some of you, reintroduce you.
And President Trump says he was ready to retaliate against Iran last night, but decided not to at the last second. We'll get an update from our nation's capital.
Let's take a look outside, though, today. It was a pretty nice one out there.
First day of summer.
Yeah, that's right. Officially, I got a text from my dad this morning saying, take advantage of the longest day of the year. Very insightful, but look at that. Beautiful.
Getting University Ridge ready this morning, early this morning, for the big golf tournament.
A lot going on. Summer is here. Really? Not a question mark this time, because it's been feeling like that. Dave Caulfield out on the weather patio. Does it feel like summer, really, Dave?
Not really. So maybe we should have kept the question mark in there, but it will very shortly across southern Wisconsin feel like summer for an extended stretch of time. More on that in just a few minutes coming up. So on Doppler track, we're noticing some light showers across southwestern Wisconsin. I'll keep a chance for a few showers in the forecast for this evening. In Platteville, just a few raindrops on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Temperatures are a little bit more like spring than summer, but the season's only about 6 hours old, so we need to give it maybe just a little bit more time. Temperatures in the 60s and lower 70s with wind speeds at about 15 miles per hour out of the east in Madison. So day planner for the next couple of hours, we could see a few showers, so have that umbrella ready to go. I do think that our rain chances have trended down for much of the day tomorrow, not the case on Sunday. We'll talk more about that in about 15 minutes or so. Now let's take a look at your first alert traffic update. No major accidents or incidents to report, but we are seeing those normal slowdowns for a Friday afternoon on the Beltline. It'll cost you 14 minutes right now from Verona Road to John Nolan Drive, average speed of around 20 miles per hour eastbound, and some other routes in and around Madison. A little bit slow, Middleton to Sauk City on Highway 12. That'll cost you about 20 minutes with an average speed of around 50 miles per hour. And that's your first alert traffic update. We'll talk about typical summertime humidity and a little bit of summer heat as well on the way for next week in your first alert forecast.
Well, I know a lot of people, too, counted on you, Dave, for the radar, especially with the AmFam Championship this weekend. So
we're going to time that hour by hour as well.
Excellent.
A jam-packed forecast.
It is.
Yeah, it is indeed. All right, thanks, Dave.
And we want to start with a couple of things just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. UW-Madison has confirmed the Nails Tails sculpture outside of Camp Randall will be removed by the end of the summer. Officials say it's being removed as part of a redesign of the UW Fieldhouse South Plaza and will be placed in storage. The redesign of the area will include a gateway at the corner of Regent Street and Breeze Terrace and is expected to be completed by February of 2020.
Also into the Alert Center this afternoon, Governor Tony Evers has officially vetoed a package of abortion bills passed by the Republican-controlled legislature as expected. One of those bills would have imposed criminal penalties on doctors who fail to give medical care in the extremely rare circumstance where a baby is born alive following an abortion attempt. The Madison Metropolitan School District has chosen an interim superintendent.
Dr. Jane Belmore will replace Dr. Jen Cheatham at school next year. Our Amanda Quintana is here with more on this decision. Amanda.
Yeah, well, the Board of Education made that announcement today. Belmore will be the interim superintendent. The board's saying they will engage with the community to choose a permanent one throughout the next school year. Belmore is a former teacher, principal, and assistant superintendent at MMSD with more than 20 years of experience in Madison schools. She got her doctorate at UW-Madison and was a professor and dean of the School of Education at Edgewood College.
Certainly, it is my goal to keep kids in school safe, make sure that they're available for learning, to support the teachers and the principals because they are doing the work day to day with moving kids forward. So that'll be pretty much my goal for this year.
Belmore has previously held the role of interim superintendent back in the 2012-2013 school year. She says this is a one-year job for her and she is not interested in becoming the permanent superintendent. So the board is giving themselves a year to find someone, hoping to have the next superintendent chosen by this time in 2020.
All right, Amanda, thank you.
Authorities continue to search today for an 11-year-old boy who went missing in the Wisconsin River earlier this week. The Adams County Sheriff's Office resumed that search this morning. He's been identified as Jamison Owen Dean Miller. Crews are working with other state agencies to locate the boy using sonar equipment. Miller was reported missing Tuesday night after swimming near the state natural area right along the Wisconsin in the Dells. In national news, Immigration and Customs Enforcement is moving forward with plans to arrest and deport families from 10 U.S. cities this weekend. It comes as the president gives his first interview to a Spanish-language television network, Telemundo. President Trump is blaming the Obama administration for his hardline approach to immigration, saying President Obama had a policy to separate families at the border and that he is, quote, bringing families together. However, the Trump administration began separating families at the border in 2017 and enforced a zero-tolerance policy announced 1 year later.
Zero tolerance, a mistake.
What zero tolerance means to me is we're going to be tough on the border.
A team of doctors and attorneys issued a report yesterday detailing inhumane conditions at the Texas Border Control Station just outside El Paso. They reportedly found about 250 babies, children, and teenagers being held without adequate food, water, and sanitation. Some had been detained there for weeks. It's estimated there are more than 10 million undocumented immigrants currently in the United States. Meanwhile, tensions between the U.S. and Iran remain high as President Trump gives new details on why he called off a military strike just minutes before it was scheduled to launch.
Top White House Democrats who have criticized the president in the past praise the move. Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
President Trump is giving more details on why he called off a retaliatory airstrike against Iranian air defenses in an interview with NBC News Meet the Press.
They shot down an unmanned drone, plane, whatever you want to call it. And here we are sitting with 150 dead people that would have taken place probably within a half an hour after I said go ahead. Yeah. And I didn't like it. I didn't think it was proportionate.
Frequent critic of President Trump, Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff defended the measured approach.
I don't think the people should be jumping down the president's throat for wanting to think this through and make sure that neither side miscalculates.
So have some House Republicans.
I think that he is utilizing appropriate caution. That doesn't mean that we're going to allow, the activities of Iran to go unanswered.
The Trump administration says Iran shot down a U.S. military drone over international waters, while Iran insists it was over its airspace. Iranian state TV aired video it claims shows debris from the drone recovered in Iran-controlled waters. Several major airlines have altered their flight paths through the region. The Pentagon already announced the deployment of an additional 1,000 U.S. troops to the region after the U.S. blamed Iran for last week's attack on 2 oil tankers. Iranian Americans rallied outside of the State Department and marched to the White House Friday in support of regime change in Iran. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And on Twitter, President Trump threatened additional economic sanctions against Iran and also said Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. The United Nations Security Council will meet on Monday to discuss the situation.
Democratic Governor Tony Evers says a Wisconsin Supreme Court decision today about last year's lame duck session is disappointing. The state's highest court upheld laws limiting Evers' power.
Our Rose Schmidt is here to explain what happens next. Rose?
Yes, well, this Wisconsin Supreme Court ruling today along ideological lines is final, but it doesn't mean the legal battles over the lame duck session are over. The state Supreme Court sided with Republican lawmakers today in saying the lame duck session last year was legal when they passed laws limiting the powers of Evers and Attorney General Josh Kaul. The League of Women Voters and other liberal-leaning groups sued the legislature, aiming to invalidate the entire session. Evers called today's ruling all too predictable and said it was based on politics, not the meaning and text of the Constitution. Political science experts say it's not surprising the court sided the way it did.
And so by a vote of 4-3, this challenge was rejected. But it's only the first of 4 lawsuits and a couple of the others have considerably more chance of succeeding despite the political makeup of the court.
Republican legislative leader Speaker Robin Vos and Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald said today's ruling was a, quote, common sense decision. And they're calling on Evers to work with lawmakers instead of, quote, pursuing his political agenda through the courts. And there are still 2 federal lawsuits and 1 state lawsuit challenging the lame duck session. We'll talk more about those on News 3 Now at 5.
All right, we'll see you then, Rose. Thank you. The American Family Championship is in full swing at University Ridge Golf Course. Led by Madison's own Steve Stricker, the tournament teed off this morning with 9 players with PGA Tour wins this season, 4 members of the World Golf Hall of Fame. There's also 9 golfers who have won either the Masters, the U.S. Open, and the Open Championship. Tomorrow afternoon, Packers legend Brett Favre, country music star Toby Keith, and legendary golfers Andy North and Jack Nicklaus will tee off in a celebrity golf round. The championship raises money for the American Family Children's Hospital and the First Tee of South Central Wisconsin, which gives kids a chance to try the sports.
I'm fairly certain that little guy we saw there was not one of the multi-tour
No,
champions.
I don't think so. Probably not.
Not yet,
but
at
some
least.
big names.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
yeah, that is very exciting. Still to come at 4, are you looking for a new perfume or fragrance? Well, we have something unique for you to check out.
And they come from Monroe and are tied to your zodiac sign. We'll tell you all about this new company when Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. Testing is underway for what could become the world's first air taxi without a pilot.
There is no human at the controls of this prototype single-seat autonomous air taxi. It takes off vertically like a helicopter. Its wings then rotate, allowing it to fly like a plane. The battery-powered aircraft hits speeds of over 100 miles an hour and can fly up to 35 miles. Buzzing over rural Oregon, this could be the answer to urban gridlock, simply flying over the traffic jam. But convincing the public might be a challenge. Even only about 1 in 5 young adults say they'd fly in something without a pilot.
How do you convince people to change their mind? I mean, at some point, you need some first adopters to go, all right, I'm getting in it.
You want to demonstrate perfect safety and, real added value for the customer. And, this is really about saving time in a convenient and safe way.
Experts say it will be years before people are flying in an autonomous air taxi, but already a company in London is buying up rooftop space for landing pads, so they'll be ready when the technology is set to take off.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no thank you.
Not yet. Stocks turned mixed to close off the week. The Dow Industrials lost 34 points, closing at 26,719. The NASDAQ Composite Index fell 19. The S&P 500, after setting a record yesterday, was down almost 4.
So if you like to use perfume, but you're looking to try something new, you might want to consider something local.
Christy Moe joins us now. She's the owner of Zodiac Perfumery. That's a hard word to say. A boutique perfume store in Monroe. Welcome.
Thank you. It's so great to be here on summer solstice.
So you have a unique product here. These are colognes or perfumes based on your Zodiac sign.
Yes, absolutely. So each one has a different aromatherapy aspect, so it's going to kind of evoke the feeling of that sign or something reminiscent of that sign's personality.
Backtracking from that a little bit, what does it take to actually develop a perfume scent? Because I think a lot of people have no idea what that's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these have upwards of 100 different oils, so it was a 3-year development process, and I did 2 blind studies, and I did a lot of different principles, but primarily aromatherapy, which is really evoking like the mood or the vibe of that sign. And now I have about 80% of the chance people like their own sign over all the other ones. So it's been really magical.
That's fascinating.
How do you decide what goes into each sign?
Yeah, so for example, I think let's talk about the Pisces, which that's you,
That
Mark.
would be me.
So Pisces is a water sign, so they tend to be very kind of like imaginative, creative, go with the flow. It's a water sign. So this one is going to kind of de-stress your day, and then if you want to take a sample of that,
There you go.
it's going to relax you. It's very kind of like clean and fresh, like winter, which is your season as well. So it kind of reflects what's happening.
Smell?
Yeah, but I guess I have no choice. I know.
Smell me.
You guys missed him just plunging this sample into my face.
And what's the stone in there?
The stone in here is amethyst, so that's going to infuse like a metaphysical benefit into the perfume, and also is really good for relaxation along with the neroli that's in here. But for Danica, for your perfume for Taurus, I love that you're wearing green.
I know. This is just by chance, by the way. We had no idea.
So yours is an earth sign, so this is much more grounded, and it feels like springtime, which is your season. So it's a really beautiful perfume because you have an eye for beauty and luxurious things. You can almost like feel the velvety texture in that one.
That is good.
I know, isn't it nice?
The sandalwood will give you some grounding as well. So, and then the last one here is Cancer, which is the start of today. Today starts Cancer season. So if anyone are looking for gifts out there, this is a great one.
This is you.
This is me, yes.
Oh, I like that.
So mine actually smells like love, very soft and romantic. It's very kind of warm and cozy. It's meant to feel like home because Cancers, they're the mother sign of the zodiac.
So these are the birthstones of each zodiac sign.
They're actually related to whatever that vibe is that I'm trying to evoke with the perfume. So it's very intentional. So like the Pisces is kind of relaxation with that aromatherapy. That's why you have a very relaxing crystal with the amethyst. Yeah.
Were you always into zodiac signs, or was this just like, oh, this is a neat niche that I could maybe capitalize on?
I think I was like most people, where you have like a interesting, exciting kind of entertainment value of it. But once I started developing these around 5.5 years ago, I really got into it, and now it's like all over the place. Like Zodiac is such on trend right now, and people are really interested in it. And I'm trying to tap into like your power of sense of smell along with the astrology to really influence your day and be mindful.
That's a great idea. And people can buy it online, or
yes, online. I'm also on QVC and Macy's, and in Madison you can get it at Madison Modern Market on State Street. Street, and then the Purple Goose in Verona.
So lots of opportunities.
Yeah, most definitely. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
This is very neat.
And happy summer.
Continued success. Happy summer to you, Miss
Thank
Cancer.
you so much.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us. Take a look at this. Rescuers used YouTube to save a group of trapped ducklings. Colorado firefighters responded to reports of ducklings trapped in a drain pipe. 4 little guys were out of reach, so the rescuers got creative and streamed audio of a duck call from YouTube to coax the rest out. As one firefighter said, "That's genius." The plan worked. The ducklings reunited with Mama.
That is so awesome.
That is good
What a great
stuff.
idea.
I know. We've there's the sand cranes that come out every once in a while. One of my friends started playing one of the calls for them. They weren't so happy about it.
No, they're getting a little aggressive.
Yeah, we won't be doing that again.
They're not ducklings.
No. Speaking of animals, though, today is Take Your Dog to Work Day.
But new research suggests that companies may want to allow pets in the office every day. That sounds great. In the Rover.com survey, 75% of dog owners said being able to bring their dogs to work makes them more likely to stay with their employer. That's not rocket science, but that even includes employees who don't own pets.
Hey, there's something about a dog laying by your side.
It's just comforting.
Yeah, makes it
Not if you have
easier
allergies, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
And that is a problem. Some people are allergic to dogs, and you can't have a room full of dogs. So.
Sure. Only takes one person.
Well, unless you have hyperallergenic dogs like mine.
Right. Oh, yeah. So where are
No
they?
excuses here.
They're home. I know. I missed.
They're nice and comfy.
Dropped the ball on this.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
We'll have them in here soon.
Not a bad day to take the dog out for a walk.
Yeah, at least right now when we're avoiding the rain in Madison, and there are plenty of rain chances over the next week to week and a half. So We may have to dodge some drops at the dog park, but we'll go over all of those in your First Alert forecast in just a few minutes. Good afternoon. I hope you had a really nice Friday. We did it, folks. Summer is here officially as of 10:54 this morning, so it's about 5 hours old. Don't spook it. It's still pretty young. We are talking about summer really coming into the forecast in full as we get into next week. So things are definitely looking warmer and more humid across southern Wisconsin as we get into next Wednesday and Thursday and into next weekend as well. Really hasn't felt all that much like summer today thanks to a steady stream of higher level clouds that have been around through much of this Friday morning and afternoon. And also the rain has stayed away for much of the day, but we are starting to look at those light showers continuing to move slowly to the north and east. Right now only affecting portions close to the state line and across southwestern Wisconsin. But don't be surprised if we see a few showers over the next few hours, especially in the evening. I think that's when we really do need to have at least the umbrella ready to go. Nothing too heavy showing up in these showers. Maybe the occasional downpour starting to move through Lafayette County. As far as severe weather goes, not expecting any tonight. For tomorrow, especially across southwestern Wisconsin, a few storms may be a little bit on the strong side, but that's really all we're looking at right now. Platteville on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam, you can see some of those raindrops collecting on our tower camera in this part of Grant County. Madison for Dane County, not looking at any raindrops just yet on the WISC-TV Skycam. The almanac for today, high of 74 degrees, so about 5 degrees below normal for this time of year. On the first day of summer, we should be hitting about 80 degrees for our high temperature, and our low temperature about 5 degrees below normal. At least we're consistent, right? Temperatures right now in some other spots, we're at 73 in Janesville, in the upper 60s in Monroe, and closer to where that rain has been falling, much cooler. 66 in Platteville and 63 in Dubuque, Iowa. Now, as far as temperatures go, you can see them creep ever so slowly into the low 80s by the time we get to the start of next week, and we're pretty consistently in the mid 80s by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Now, at this point, the humidity will start to become a factor as well, with heat index values in the lower to middle 90s by this time next week. So for tonight, mostly cloudy with some evening showers possible. Temperatures eventually falling into the upper 50s. For tomorrow, we'll call it mid 70s, so still a little bit below normal for this time of year, with a shower or thunderstorm possible, but not looking all that likely until we get into later on Saturday night. And we can look at that hour by hour on future tracks. So for the next couple of hours, especially across southwestern Wisconsin, a few more raindrops may come our way. Not really expecting any thunderstorms. As we get into Saturday morning, starting off in the 50s with variably cloudy skies throughout the day, but really not looking at a whole lot in the way of rain showers, which is good news for golfers and folks that want to get outdoor plans in on Saturday. I think they're looking good for much of the day. That changes a bit as we get into very late on Saturday into early morning Sunday. You could see a line of showers and thunderstorms on the way, and some heavy downpours are possible. And into Sunday, some additional thunderstorm development is possible across southern Wisconsin. So I think the rain chances and storm chances really maximize on Sunday and for portions of Monday, with temperatures right around 80 degrees. And really, we don't necessarily have a dry day in the forecast, and that's not an exaggeration. Now, some of those thunderstorm chances are slight, so really not looking at a ton of coverage there, but there is a chance that at least a shower or two, maybe a thunderstorm or two, could pop up on really any given day. And you're saying, Dave, what is the benefit of that from a forecast standpoint? You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just maybe get a tattoo of an umbrella somewhere on your body, and maybe that could help. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with creative solutions. we need to have the umbrella with us.
It's sort of like South Florida in the summer. Every afternoon there's a chance for it.
And everyone has an umbrella tattoo, right?
Yeah. You just want to make me say Florida in my sort of East Coast accent. It is a very Florida-like forecast.
Florida. Florida.
Oh, it's okay. Don't make me say any Maryland cities, because then we will have an issue too.
All right, we'll keep the umbrella handy, tattoo or not. And Chris Reese will keep us up to date this weekend with the weather on News 3 this morning, and then stay tuned for CBS Sunday Morning. Well, Mo Rocca joins us now with a preview of what's coming up on Sunday morning with Jane Pauley. Hi, Mo. What's coming up on the show?
Hi, Mark. We have got a packed show. As you may know, all around the country, people are commemorating the 50th anniversary of jazzercise. Before there was jazzercise, there was jazz, there was exercise, but in 1969 came the ultimate exercise craze. Michelle Miller will report. Let's roll the clip.
Here we go. Feel that beat. We're going to play a little b-ball now. I had this one customer who came up to me after class and said, you know, you should call it jazzercise. And I thought, ding, ding, ding. Wow, yeah. Hey, the bell went on. Cross, back, side, front, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a hip. 2, 3, 4, and you got it, girl.
That should have been my story.
That story had your name written all over it, Mo.
Seriously, I'm going to get stuck with the Zumba story.
All right, what else is on the show this weekend?
Well, we'll be exploring Mars. I mean, for centuries, people have been fascinated by the red planet, but now we're planning on sending people there. So we'll look into that development. I'll be doing a profile of the pioneer Sherry Lansing. She's the first woman to run a major Hollywood studio. And then we'll explore the trend of surprise weddings. Mark, that's where you get invited to a party, you show up, and it turns out it's actually a wedding. And then Jane Pauley, who will be anchoring, will be interviewing her husband, the legendary cartoonist Gary Trudeau.
It is a full show indeed. We can't wait to see it. Mo, thanks for being with us today.
Well, thank you. Is that enough for you? I mean, are you excited for the show?
I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm waiting for the Zumba story, though.
Right, I'm working on it right now, believe me. And then I have Soul Cycle after that, and then Step Aerobics. It just goes on and on.
All right, Mo, have a great weekend. Thanks for being with us.
You too. Thanks.
You should have asked about his leotards.
I'm still working on the umbrella tattoo.
Yeah, still trying to unpack that a little bit.
Still to come at 4 is a movie in your weekend plans.
If so, you might want to check out Toy Story 4. I'm so excited for this one. We will have a preview for you when Live at 4 continues.
Here's a live look at the raindrops in Platteville. A little light rain falling along the state line. Buzz and Woody are back on the big screen.
And they are joined by a familiar character with a bigger part to play in Toy Story 4.
Rick Demagella has a preview.
Bonnie made a friend in class.
Oh, she's already making friends.
No, she literally made a new friend. I want you to meet Forky.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Buzz, Woody, and the rest of Bonnie's toys have a new co-star in Toy Story 4.
Oh my gosh, Forky. I love that he doesn't understand the rules of the universe. He doesn't understand when humans walk in and everybody drops down. He's just kind of like, I don't know what's going on. I love that he asks a lot of questions without shame. You know, somebody mentions Bo Peep, and he's like, what's a bow?
What are you doing here?
No time to explain. Come with me.
After having only a cameo in Toy Story 3, Bo Peep is back, and she's no damsel in distress.
That's what New Bo represents. She is, she's not the fragile porcelain princess of any kind anymore. She is, she's woke. She is very woke. She is full of confidence.
Toy Story 4's creators say the movie wraps up Woody's story.
I'm so happy with the end of this film that it feels like a completion of Woody to me. So if this was the end, I'd be fine with that.
But we also thought it was over after 2, and then we thought that again about 3. You don't know what the future holds.
You can't teach this old toy new tricks.
You'd be surprised.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I love those Toy Story movies.
I know, they're so good. 3 is like hard for any parent to watch, I think. It just like brings everybody to tears, but...
They're hinting this might be it for Woody.
I know, might be
Might
it.
be.
And then they were like, eh.
Yeah, we said that
They said that
2 movies ago.
2 movies ago.
Well, Disney's musical, A Little Mermaid, made a splash on Broadway in 2008.
And now you have a chance to see it on stage at the UW Memorial Union. Our Michael Bruno goes backstage to check out Four Seasons' production of The Little Mermaid when Live at 4 continues.
Afternoon. Here is your first alert traffic update on this Friday. 3rd time's the charm here, folks. We're not really living a charmed life on the Beltline, at least close to Todd Drive. We're noticing some big delays on the eastbound side. Westbound still looking A-OK at the present time. Average speeds on the Beltline about 15 miles per hour in that stretch. That includes Todd Drive and through Park Street closer to John Nolan Drive. Things looking all right, though, on Stoughton Road and also on Verona. Daytona Road right now. So here is your drive time. A look at your drive times. John Nolan to the interstate. That'll cost you 6 minutes. Average speed of around 45 miles per hour. And we can see the delays starting to pile up. University Ave eastbound to the interstate. That's 30 minutes with an average speed of around 30 miles per hour. And that is your first alert traffic update.
All right, good afternoon, Dave. Starting next month, you can order this at your local Kentucky Fried Chicken outlet. It's the KFC Cheetos sandwich. It features a crispy fried chicken fillet topped with a special Cheetos sauce sitting on a bed of Cheetos. That's only one of the items listed in the new Cheetos lineup, which also includes Cheetos-fied KFC hot wings, Cheetos loaded fries, and KFC mac and Cheetos bowl.
I'm just shaking my head. No. There are some people in the newsroom, though, that might be interested, especially for the hot Cheetos, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
You'd set that out in the newsroom and be gone in 30 seconds.
Oh, that's any food, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the secret here.
It's a classic story by Hans Christian Andersen, turned into a Disney movie, turned into a Disney musical production.
One of my mom's favorites, The Little Mermaid, takes the stage at the Shannon Theater in the UW Memorial Union this weekend, courtesy of Four Seasons Theater. Our Michael Bruno goes backstage to check it out.
The Little Mermaid is about the Little Mermaid named Ariel, and all she wants more than anything is to be a human and live up on land. And then one day she has an encounter with a prince, and she instantly falls in love with him, which makes her want to be a human even more. So she makes a deal with Ursula the Sea Witch that allows her to go be up on land and try to win him over and live her dreams.
And of course, you are the big evil villain in the piece. So tell me a little bit more about your character in the show.
She's terribly misunderstood. No, she really is horrible. She, once upon a time, she had lots of power, and then when her little brother grew up, he's a good guy, so he took her power away and banished her, and she's been biding her time, waiting for her opportunity to take over again, and by tricking the Little Mermaid, she's got her shot at fame and glory and power again.
She was seaweed and spice and everything nice, and I dreamed and I schemed how to put her on ice. Daddy's little angel, how could I compete with a girl so heaven sent? Just one spell from the shell and back to heaven she went.
Sebastian, he is a island character with an accent, and so I tried to incorporate the accent into my character. And knowing that Sebastian likes to help and wants to help Ariel and is Ariel's good friend, I tried to emulate that on stage with Olivia.
And the first time you actually got into the costume, what was that like for you?
It kind of takes over you. Like when you're in red, you're in the claws, you got the shoes, and you got the accent flowing, and then you see everyone else in their costumes. It's very fun to dive in with their costumes.
Careless and reckless behavior. Well, the entire celebration, it was ruined! Completely ruined! This concert was going to be the pinnacle of my distinguished career!
And you've also added the incredible Cycropia Dance Company with you. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes. When Sarah Marty, the artistic director of Four Seasons, contacted me, I said I had seen a show they had did in the past where it was under the water, and I said it was so cool to have them in the air in their mermaid costumes. It would be really cool if we could collaborate with them. And we contacted them, and they were game. So there's going to be 2 songs that they'll be not featured in, but definitely part of the ensemble, and people will notice them for sure.
Sebastian says, come to see the show Little Mermaid. You'll see Ariel, you'll see Flounder, you'll see Sebastian.
Great costumes.
Beautiful costumes. Really, everything about this is pretty spectacular. The set is beautiful. Cycropia dancing in those, the big silks. And
right.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
That's a great addition. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a really wonderful idea.
Kind of makes you feel under the sea, I bet, a little bit. And that lead you were saying, 18 years old?
Oh my gosh, Olivia. Yeah, 18 years old, fellow graduate from Edgewood High School, is just unbelievably talented. Really, I mean, she could be on Broadway. She's really, really that good.
And she's off to New York now.
She's off I believe it's Carnegie Mellon. I believe that's where she got accepted for college.
But there's a lot of great songs.
Oh,
You're going to recognize the songs.
Oh, great songs, great dancing, great character actors. I mean, the Ursula costume is hysterical. There's wonderful, wonderful people in the show. It's really, really nice.
And kids would like it too.
Oh yeah, kids will love it.
The spectacle of it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they'll really, and they know all the songs
Right.
because of the Disney movie. So
I watched it over and over and over and over. I can't tell you how many times that VHS got to play.
And your mom loves the show?
Oh, my mom loves the movie. That's her favorite Disney movie. So I know. I have a soft spot in my heart for it.
The Little Mermaid. It's at Shannon Hall at the UW Memorial Union tonight at 7:30. Saturday 7:30. Sunday at 2 o'clock. Go to Arts Ticketing. Who's Arts?
Arts Ticketing.
Who's Arts?
.wisc.edu. That's the union's ticketing branch.
Yes,
Maybe
it
just
is.
Google union ticketing.
There you go. All right. Next week.
Next week it's Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at the
Nice.
Verona Area Community Theater.
That's another fun show.
That's another fun family show.
It is summer.
That's right.
All right, Michael.
That's right.
Have a great weekend.
Okay. Happy birthday, Jim.
Happy birthday, Jim, tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Jim.
There you go over there. See you next time.
Okay. Have a good weekend.
You too. We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
Ready to roll playback? 3, 2,
Oh, yeah.
1.
Not a bad evening out there.
No, a few rain showers are possible as just a batch of showers moves through, mainly southwestern Wisconsin. We can see that on Doppler track. So grab the umbrella this evening. I don't think we'll need it by later tonight. Mostly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping into the upper 50s. Then we're in the mid 70s once again tomorrow. I think a lot of the rain chances stay away for much of Saturday. That changes those we head into early Sunday morning with some showers and thunderstorms possible.
And then a hot week coming up.
Yep, hot and humid as well.
And chance of showers every day.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's summer.
All right, on the next Monday here on Live at 4, we'll meet our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society.
And Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council will be along with some great recipes for the grill. We'll be right back. So it's officially summer, but there is no summer break for the News Hounds.
Lola and Louie have scoured the planet for this week's top animal stories for the News Hounds Now update.
It's News Hounds Now Update with Lola and Louie.
This week on the News Hounds Now update, baby mongooses.
We found an itchy bear.
And some magical dogs.
But first, while we're still waiting for the summer heat, Rome is in the middle of a heat wave, and keepers at the city's zoo are working to keep those animals cool. The staff froze fruit and meat into ice treats for some of their mammals, including mandrills and tigers. Apart from keeping them cool, the frozen treats mean the animals had to do a bit of work to get to their food, which is good for their mind and overall health. Cool.
There are some cute new arrivals at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. First, we have 5 dwarf mongoose pups which were born on May 20th. Experts don't know yet which ones are boys or girls, but they've been busy playing and napping and nursing from Aurora, their mommy. The dwarf mongoose is a small carnivore native to Africa. Their primary food is insects. But wait, there's more. 7 common peafowl chicks also recently hatched at the zoo. Peafowl are members of the pheasant family and are found in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and India, where it's the national bird.
Check out these incredible photos of what look like dogs literally walking